The greatest prison in this world isn't built with concrete and steel. No, the greatest prison is built with the bricks of excuses and the mortar of blame. Every time you point your finger at someone else for your circumstances, you are adding another bar to your cell. Your life dot, everything you are and everything you will become dot. It's your responsibility. When I ask people about their dreams, their aspirations, their goals, they often begin with "I would." But or I could if only. These words, my friends, these simple phrases are the assassins of potential. They kill your future before it has a chance to breathe. Your birth was not an accident. Your existence is not a mistake. You were designed with purpose, engineered for greatness, and equipped with everything you need to fulfill your destiny. But dot, and this is crucial, that you must take ownership of this truth. Every morning when you wake up, you have a choice. You can either be a victim of circumstances or a master of your destiny. The difference lies not in what happens to you, but in how you respond to what happens. This is the foundation of personal transformation. I remember meeting a young man in one of my seminars. He approached me with a list of reasons why he couldn't succeed. His background, his education, his financial situation. I looked him in the eye and asked him one simple question. Who gave you permission to be less than you were created to be? That question changed his life because it made him realize that he had been waiting for permission that he already possessed. Transformation begins the moment you stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking, what can I do about it? This shift dot, this fundamental change in perspective dot, is what separates the extraordinary from the ordinary. Your life is not a democracy. You don't need to take a vote on your dreams. You don't need permission to be great. What you need is to understand that every excuse you make is a brick in the wall between you and your potential. You are not a product of your circumstances. You are a product of your decisions. Every choice you make, every response you give, every action you take, these are the true architects of your destiny. I am going to show you exactly how to take control of your life's narrative, how to break free from the prison of blame, and how to step into the fullness of your purpose. Because the power of choice, your power to choose, is the first step toward owning your life. Because when you truly understand the power of choice, it becomes your greatest weapon against mediocrity. Let me break this down for you in a way that will transform your understanding forever. Every single day of your life presents you with moments, precious moments, where you stand at the crossroads of decision. These moments aren't just passing time. They are opportunities that demand your response. And in these moments, you possess something so valuable that even the wealthiest person on earth cannot buy more of it, the power to choose. Your life right now at this very moment is the sum total of all the choices you have made up until this point. Not your circumstances, not your parents' decisions, not the economy, not your environment, not your choices. This is a profound truth that most people spend their entire lives running from. I am reminded of a conversation I had with a successful business leader. He told me something powerful. He said, you know what made the difference in my life? The day I stopped saying I have to and started saying I choose to. That simple shift in language transformed his entire perspective on responsibility. Life responds to your decisions, not your conditions. When you wake up in the morning, you have a choice. You can choose to be bitter about your past, or you can choose to be better for your future. You can choose to see obstacles as stop signs, or you can choose to see them as stepping stones. But many people get stuck that they are waiting for their circumstances to change before they make different choices. That's backward thinking. Your circumstances don't change until your choices change. Your choices change your circumstances. Imagine you are driving a car. The car represents your life. Now, many people go through life looking in the rearview mirror, constantly focused on their past, their hurts, their disappointments, their failures. But you can't drive forward while looking backward. The windshield is bigger than the rearview mirror for a reason. Your future is bigger than your past. The victim mentality is like having your feet on both the accelerator and the brake at the same time. You are using up all your energy, burning up your resources, but you are not moving forward. Why? Because you can't move forward while holding on to excuses. Your response to life is your power over life. When something happens to you, you have a split second, not a crucial moment, when you decide how to respond. That response determines everything. It's not the event that shapes your life, it's your interpretation and response to that event. Water. When water meets an obstacle, it doesn't stop. It flows around it, over it, or even through it. Water doesn't complain about the rock in its path. It simply finds another way. That's what people who understand the power of choice do. They don't waste energy complaining about obstacles. They invest that energy in finding solutions. Your power of choice is like a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it becomes. Every time you choose responsibility over blame, solutions over excuses, action over complaint, you are strengthening this muscle. And here's the beautiful thing about this power, that nobody can take it away from you. They can take your possessions, they can change your circumstances, but they cannot take your power to choose your response. Now, some of you might be thinking, but what about the things I can't control? Yes, there are things beyond your control. But here's the key: don't you always control your response to those things? Always. That's your power. That's your responsibility. That's your gift. I want you to understand something crucial about this power of choice. It's not just about making big decisions. It's about the small choices you make every day. The choice to get up early or sleep in. The choice to react with anger or respond with understanding. The choice to give up or to get up. These seemingly small choices compound over time to create the life you are living. You are going to see how these choices, these moments of decision, become the building blocks of personal leadership. Because once you understand that you have the power to choose. Because once you understand that you have the power to choose, you must confront the greatest enemy of personal growth, the prison of blame. And make no mistake, my friends, blame is a prison. It's a prison more secure than any facility made of concrete and steel, because its bars are invisible and its chains are self-imposed. Blame, is the favorite drug of underachievers. You heard me right. Blame is a drug. It numbs you to your potential. It gives you a temporary relief from the pain of responsibility. But like any drug, it keeps you trapped in a cycle of mediocrity and unfulfilled dreams. Every time you blame someone else for your situation, you are handing over the keys to your future. Every time you say it's because of them, if only they had, they may do it. You are laying another brick in the wall of your prison. And the tragic thing is, most people don't even realize they are doing it. I have seen brilliant minds, talented individuals, gifted people who could have changed the world, sitting comfortably in their cells of excuses. They have decorated these cells with justifications. They have made these prisons comfortable with reasons why they can't succeed. They have even invited others to join them in their blame game. But comfort is the enemy of progress. The comfort zone of excuses is the graveyard of potential. It's where dreams go to die. It's where purpose gets buried under layers of I can't, because the most dangerous thing about this comfort zone is that it feels safe. It feels justified. It feels right. Your excuses or your dreams that you can't have both. They cannot coexist. Every time you make an excuse, you are choosing to stay in prison. Every time you're the others, you are choosing to wear chains. I remember speaking with a woman who blamed her failed relationships, her stalled career, her unfulfilled dreams on her difficult childhood. For years, she had built her identity around being a victim. Then one day, she realized something powerful about her past was explaining her life. But it didn't have to determine her future. The moment she took responsibility for her life, despite her past, everything began to change. Breaking free from the prison of blame requires something most people aren't willing to give. IT requires brutal honesty with yourself. It requires looking in the mirror and saying, I am responsible for my life. No excuses. No justifications, no blame. The chains that hold you back are not made of iron, but they are made of thoughts. They are made of beliefs. They are made of excuses that you have repeated so many times that they have become your truth. But here's the power you have thought you can break these chains with a single decision. The decision to stop blaming and start taking responsibility. You can continue to live in the prison of blame, where everything is someone else's fault, where your potential remains locked away behind bars of excuses, or you can break free. You can step out of those self-imposed limitations. You can leave behind the comfort of excuses and step into the responsibility of greatness. Because when you break free from the prison of blame, you are ready to take ownership of your story. Because when you break free from the prison of blame, something magnificent happens that you become the author of your own story. Not just any story, but a story of transformation. A story of purpose, a story that's waiting to be written by your decisions and actions. Your story up until this point may have been written by circumstances, influenced by others, maybe even damaged by pain. But the power to write the next chapter, that power is in your hands right now. Your past may explain you, but it doesn't have to define you. Taking ownership of your story means understanding a fundamental truth that you are not what happened to you. You are what you choose to become. Every single person in this room has a story of pain, a story of disappointment, a story of betrayal. But the question isn't what happened to you, that the question is, what are you going to do about it? I met a man who lost everything in a financial crisis. His business, his home, his reputation, that all gone. For months, he was paralyzed by his loss. But then he discovered something powerful, that his loss was not his conclusion. He realized that his story wasn't about what he lost. It was about what he was going to build from the ashes. Today, he runs a company that helps others recover from financial disasters. He turned his pain into his purpose. Personal accountability is not just about taking responsibility for your mistakes, it's about taking responsibility for your destiny. When you truly own your story, you stop being a character in someone else's narrative and become the author of your own life. What most people don't understand about personal accountability, that is not about blame. It's about power. When you take accountability for everything in your life, like your successes and your failures, your victories and your defeats, that you take back your power to change anything in your life. Every story has turning points, moments where everything changes. Right now, in this moment, you are standing at a turning point in your story. The question is, will you turn toward excuses or toward excellence? Will you turn toward blame or toward breakthrough? Pain, everyone in this room has experienced it. But pain is not just a part of your story. It's raw material for your purpose. Every scar you have is a testimony waiting to be told. Every setback you have experienced is a setup for a comeback. But this only happens when you take ownership of your story. Transforming pain into purpose requires a decision to stop asking, why did this happen to me? And start asking, what can I do with this? This shift in perspective changes everything. It turns victims into victors, wounds into wisdom, and problems into possibilities. Your story has power. But that power is locked away until you take ownership of it. Until you decide that regardless of what happened yesterday, you are in charge of what happens next. Until you understand that your story isn't just about you, it's about everyone who will be inspired by your transformation. And as you take ownership of your story, as you embrace personal accountability, as you transform your pain into purpose, you begin to understand the principles that govern life ownership. Because understanding these principles of life ownership isn't just about knowledge, it's about transformation. And I am about to share with you principles so powerful that they will revolutionize how you see yourself and your purpose in this world. First, you must understand something profound about your existence. You are not a mistake looking for a purpose. You are not an accident trying to find meaning. You were designed with precision, created with intention, and equipped with everything you need to fulfill your purpose. Your unique design is not random. Everything about you, your talents, your personality, your natural abilities, even your struggles, that they are all part of your unique blueprint. But here's what most people don't understand. Your design reveals your destiny. The very things that make you different are the clues to your purpose. I remember meeting a young woman who spent years trying to be like everyone else. She saw her sensitivity as a weakness until she realized that this same sensitivity made her an exceptional counselor. You see, what you think is your weakness might actually be your greatest strength in disguise. But understanding your design is only the beginning. The real question is, what are you doing with what you have been given? Because potential without purpose is like having a powerful car with no destination. It's not enough to know you are unique, you must maximize what makes you unique. It's not about what you have achieved. It's about what you are capable of achieving. Most people are living far below their potential because they are waiting for someone to give them permission to be great. But greatness is not something you wait for, that is something you choose. Your potential is like a seed. A seed doesn't need permission to grow, IT just needs the right conditions. And the right conditions for your potential are created by your decisions, your discipline, and your determination. Every day you are either feeding your potential or starving it. Every choice you make is either moving you toward your maximum potential or maximum. Here's where many people get stuck up. They don't understand the responsibility that comes with greatness. Greatness isn't just about achieving success. It's about impacting others. When you maximize your potential, you are not just changing your life. You are changing the lives of everyone your life touches. The responsibility of greatness demands something from you. It demands excellence when mediocrity is acceptable. It demands growth when comfort is available. It demands action when procrastination is tempting. You see, greatness is not a destination, it's a decision you must make every single day. Your life is not just about you. The potential you carry, the greatness within you. It's not just for your benefit. It's for everyone who will be inspired by your journey, transformed by your example, and touched by your influence. Every great invention, every breakthrough, every transformation in human history came because someone took ownership of that potential and understood their responsibility to use it. They didn't wait for perfect conditions. They didn't wait for everyone's approval. They understood that their potential was their responsibility. You don't have the right to withhold your greatness from the world. Your potential isn't just a gift to you, it's a gift through you to the world. When you play small, when you hide your talents, when you shrink from your greatness, you are not just failing yourself, you are failing everyone who needs what you have. The principles of life ownership demand that you show up fully, that you operate in excellence, that you maximize every gift, every talent, every ability you have been given. Because when you truly own your life, when you fully embrace your potential, when you accept the responsibility of your greatness, you step into a dimension of living that transforms not just your life, but the lives of generations to come. You will see how these principles translate into practical steps that you can take every day. Because principles without practice are just good intentions. And I am about to show you exactly how to transform these powerful truths into daily actions that will revolutionize your life. Your life is not changed by the big moments. Your life is changed by what you do daily. The small decisions, the tiny habits, the seemingly insignificant choices you make every single day, these are building blocks of your destiny. Success is not an event. It's a habit. Let me give you the first key to personal leadership that you must own your morning. If you can't lead yourself in the first hour of your day, how do you expect to lead yourself through the challenges life will bring? Your morning routine is not just about starting your day, it's about setting the standard for who you are. I meet people all the time who tell me they want to change their lives, but they won't change their daily habits. They want new results, but keep the same routine. Listen to me, that's like planting the same seed, but expecting different fruit. It doesn't work that way. Every decision you make is not just about that moment, that it's about who you are becoming. When you choose to wake up early, you are not just choosing to start your day earlier, you are choosing to become a person of discipline. When you choose to keep your word, you are not just choosing to fulfill a promise, that you are choosing to become a person of integrity. Your decision-making framework must be built on this question: who am I becoming through this choice? Not what do I get from this choice, but who do I become through this choice? This shift in perspective changes everything. It moves you from short-term thinking to legacy thinking. Personal integrity, let me tell you something powerful about this. Integrity is not just about being honest with others. It's about being honest with yourself. It's about doing what you said you would do long after the mood you said it has left you. It's about keeping promises to yourself. Most people don't understand that personal leadership begins with personal integrity. You can't lead others if you can't lead yourself. You can't keep promises to others if you constantly break promises to yourself. Every time you say you are going to do something and don't do it, you are undermining your own leadership. Building personal integrity is like building a muscle. It gets stronger every time you keep a promise to yourself. Every time you do what you said you would do. Every time you choose what's right over what's easy. But it also gets weaker every time you compromise. Every time you make excuses. Every time you choose comfort over commitment. Start making appointments with yourself and keep them with the same respect you would keep an appointment with the most important person in your world. Because guess what? You are the most important person in your world. If you don't respect your time, your commitments, your decisions, why should anyone else? Your daily habits create your future. Your decisions create your destiny. Your integrity creates your impact. These aren't just nice phrases, that these are laws of personal leadership that operate whether you understand them or not. Everything in your life right now is the result of the habits you have built, the decisions you have made, and the level of integrity you have maintained. If you want different results, you must build different habits. If you want a different future, you must make different decisions. If you want a different impact, you must operate at a different level of integrity. And as you implement these practical steps, as you build these habits of excellence, as you strengthen your decision-making framework, as you establish unshakable personal integrity, you begin to create not just a different day, that you begin to create a different future. Because your future isn't something that happens to you, that is something you create. And right now, in this moment, how to design a future worthy of your potential. Your future is not determined by your past. Your future is determined by your vision. But vision isn't just about seeing what could be done, it's about refusing to accept what is. Your vision must be bigger than your current circumstances, greater than your present challenges, more powerful than your past experiences. Most people don't have a vision problem, but they have a courage problem. They can see what's possible, but they are afraid to commit to it. They can imagine a greater future, but they are comfortable with their current reality. But comfort and greatness cannot coexist. You must choose one or the other. When you cast a vision for your life, you are not just planning your future, but you're programming your present. Every goal you set, every target you aim for, becomes a command to your subconscious mind. But here's what most people don't understand about goal setting: that goals without accountability are just wishes. Dreams without deadlines are just fantasies. I want you to understand something powerful about accountability. It's not about having someone to report to. It's about having someone to respond to. Someone who won't accept your excuses. Who won't let you settle for less than your best. Who won't allow you to shrink back from your greatness. Your legacy isn't what you leave for people, that is what you leave in people. Every decision you make, every goal you set, every vision you pursue isn't just about you. It's about the impact you will have on generations to come. You are not just building a future. You are building a legacy. Everything great that exists today started as someone's vision. Every breakthrough, every innovation, every transformation began because someone dared to see beyond what was to what could be. But they didn't just see it, they committed to it. They didn't just dream it, they pursued it. I want you to see yourself as a designer of destiny. Not just your destiny, but the destiny of everyone your life will touch. Your vision must be big enough to inspire you and specific enough to direct you. Your goals must be challenging enough to stretch you and realistic enough to achieve. Your legacy is being built right now by the choices you make, by the standards you set, by the vision you pursue. Every moment is a brick in the building of your legacy. Every decision is a brushstroke in the painting of your future. This isn't just about creating a better future for yourself. This is about stepping into the fullness of who you were created to be. Everything we have discussed today comes down to this moment, this decision, this turning point in your life. You have the power of choice. You can break free from the prison of blame. You are the author of your story. You carry unique potential that the world desperately needs. You have everything required to create an extraordinary future. But knowledge without action is useless. Understanding without implementation is worthless. So right now, in this moment, I am challenging you to make a decision. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when conditions are perfect, not right now. Take out your phone, open your notebook, whatever you have done, and write down one thing. Just one thing. That you are going to take ownership of starting today. Maybe it's your morning routine. Maybe it's that business idea you have been postponing. Maybe it's that relationship you need to restore. Write it down and commit to it. Your life is too valuable to waste another day making excuses. Your potential is too to squander another moment blaming others. Your purpose is too important to delay another second waiting for permission. Starting tomorrow morning, when you open your eyes, remember that that's not just the start of a new day. It's the beginning of a new story. Your story. A story of ownership, of responsibility, of transformation. The question is no longer what has happened to me. The question now is what will happen through me. Because when you truly own your life, when you fully embrace your potential, when you completely accept your responsibility, you become unstoppable. Stand up, step up, own your life. Thank you.